Hey sippers, we got a story out of Chicago. Mail carrier unalive doing her job. R.I.P. Octavia, my fellow postal worker. Chicago WLS. A postal worker was unalive while on the job in front of a Southside home on Friday, officials said. Chicago police said the shooting happened in the West Pullman neighborhood, 12,100 block of South Harvard Avenue, just before 11:40 a.m. Neighbors who did not want to appear on the camera told ABC7 they saw a car driving toward the victim's USPS truck before hearing at least 10 shots in broad daylight. Police said the offender, identified only as male, approached a 48-year-old woman, took out a gun, and fired shots. She suffered multiple gunshot wounds to her body. The woman, a postal worker, was taken to Christ Hospital in very critical condition, Chicago Fire Department officials said. Police said the victim was later pronounced unalive at the hospital. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified her as Octavia Redmond. Redmond's USPS truck remained on the scene, and police said the offender fled in a vehicle westbound on 121st Street. A flag hung at half-staff outside a Southside Union Hall to honor Redmond on Friday night. She was a wife and a grandmother who worked as a letter carrier for more than 15 years. They need to be prosecuting them. We are federal employees. How dare you? And you think you can get away with it? My members are scared to go to work, said National Association of Letter Carriers President Elise Foster. People who knew Redmond are left heartbroken. Oh, they will prosecute him. The post office going to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. That's a federal felony, okay? And his ass should have been at a job somewhere instead of trying to take someone else's stuff from her, and took this woman's life. They begged me to carry mail. I told them, no, sir. It's a loss of life, you know. She's not going home to her family, Foster said. I know her husband. He's a letter carrier, also assistant union steward at the station. She was just a great person. Redmond's impact is also felt by those on her route. Kim Sanders, who works a group home a few blocks down, said she and other neighbors are devastated and shocked that a shooting happened on a block that is normally quiet. It can't be true. Not in this area, not in this block, because it's a lot of older people. And all of us know each other, Sanders said. My heart is shattered because there was a nice lady. She just come up and down the block and deliver the mail. Didn't bother nobody. And most likely, the person who done it, he don't live in that area. And of her own kind. When I say own kind, I mean he's most likely black like her. Sanders said Redmond always had a smile on her face. We all knew her, yes. She was like a mother to the neighborhood, Sanders said. She'll walk up to me. She's like, have a good day, sometimes. And she'll see the clients and sometimes give them a sucker or something. Like she was a very, very good mail lady. U.S. Postal Inspection Service Chicago Division inspectors are offering a reward up to $250,000 for information leading to the shooter's arrest and conviction. One of our own, a postal employee, we take it as serious as anything because this is why we're here, said Spencer Block with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. Oh yeah, they're going to prosecute his behind to the fullest, and they need to. This woman is out doing her job and won't go home because of a lazy, shiftless, ignorant. Let me get to it. You can call 877-876-2455 to report information. That number is 877-876-2455. No one is in custody on Friday night, and there's no word yet on a motive. Area 2 detectives are investigating. It was not worth it. You took a beautiful soul, Foster said. Grief counselors will be made available Saturday morning at the victim's home, post office in Roseland. Y'all, this story is very sad. I got a news story from CBS Chicago up next.
We begin here at 6 with breaking news. A push to keep postal workers safe tonight after a letter carrier was shot and killed while she delivered the mail on her route. Maribel Gonzalez is live at Chicago Police Headquarters. Maribel, you've been tracking crimes against postal carriers.
Erica, we've told you about back-to-back armed robberies of letter carriers just in the last few weeks alone. Now, this latest incident, a tragedy that could have been prevented. At least that's according to Elise Foster. She is the president of the Letter Carriers Union here in Chicago. For months, she's been sounding the alarm on the security concerns she says her members face every single day. Now, the most recent attack just after 11 this morning when a gunman shot and killed postal worker Octavia Redmond. The 48-year-old was in front of a home on the West 122nd Street in West Pullman when an unknown man walked up to her and started shooting. She died at Christ Hospital. The gunman got away. Now, just last week, we spoke to Foster about the armed robbery of a postal worker in the Bronzeville neighborhood in June. This happening in broad daylight and caught on surveillance video. Those images shared just days ago. And shortly before that incident, a series of robberies of letter carriers trucks on the city's northwest side. Those happening within a span of only a couple hours. Now, at that time, Foster was urging the police, the community, and the federal government to step in and help. Today, she's echoing that call.
At this point, my letter carriers are scared to deliver mail. And if they're scared to deliver mail, they cannot be forced to go out and deliver mail because they want to get home to their families. And I want them to return to their families. I want everybody to hear this. You know, I'm tired of talking. Something needs to be done.
This afternoon, these images at the Letter Carriers Union's office, the flag lowered to half staff as members there grieve the death of their colleague. We're told counselors will also be available tomorrow at the station where Octavia Redmond worked. Foster also tells us that shortly after this incident, CPD Superintendent Larry Snelling reached out to her. She will be meeting with him in the next few days to discuss security measures. We're live outside of CPD headquarters. Maribel Gonzalez, CBS News, Chicago.
Maribel, thank you.
Guys, that's the end of this story. Please like, share, and subscribe. And also support the channel. And make sure you do not allow anyone to steal your joy. And let's pray for Octavia Redmond family.